the sky with your light. A million stories forever you write. A shaken world, we discover new meaning. Losing myself since we stopped breathing. A halo on the chosen. My oh my, how we have fallen.
Hello Leo, this is Inspire 2016 with your monthly tarot reading for the month of October 2016. The first card for you is representing your condition at present. Your card is the Emperor. You may be aware that you begin to consider things more seriously, want security and want to control situations by yourself. For work, you may be appointed to be a group leader or take care of new projects. You will have an opportunity to show your capabilities. For finance, be careful of your expenses and spending money on your friends as you may be in trouble later. For love, if you are single female, you may have a chance to meet an elder man or a man who is more matured than you. If you are a man, you often prefer to control the game, so you should have an obedient lover to ensure long-term relationship. The Emperor is also representative of structure and stability. He is able to create order out of chaos by carefully categorizing his thoughts and mapping out what needs to be done to solve the problem. He is a systematic and strategic thinker and is highly organized and coordinated in his approach. He sticks to a plan and ensures he sees it out until the end. Thus, this card indicates that you have a strong desire to see your ideas manifested on the physical plane in the form of material gain or accomplishment. An opportunity will arrive that could be the foundation of a very successful future. The Emperor reflects rules and regulations. He establishes law and order by applying principles or guidelines to a specific situation. He likes to operate within a defined structure with set boundaries. He respects routine and follows a specific regimen or discipline. Domination of the mind over the heart is sometimes unwanted or best avoided, but with the Emperor, it is necessary and even welcomed. If you are facing difficult choices, you must maintain your concentration and focus. Enjoy the assertiveness and confidence that this self-control and focus brings. Push ahead and do what you know is best. Know that if you can master yourself, then you should have little problem mastering the world and everything in it. The Emperor is a powerful leader who demands authority and dominance. He is most comfortable in a leadership role where he can command and direct others. He likes to be in a position of strength, where he can exert control and bring a sense of organization to his activities. He often represents a solid establishment that is built on strong foundations. As a leader, he rules with a firm but fair hand. He will listen to the advice of others, but he will always have the final say. He is not afraid of war or conflict, and he will not hesitate to use his force and power to protect those he cares about. The privileged few whom he favors always repay him with the loyalty and respect he deserves. The Emperor heralds status, success and recognition. You will have an earnest desire to be recognized as a strong figure of unquestioned achievement and authority. You will want to be known as the dominant force, the leader and the expert. Focus your attention completely on your goal and be very careful not to reveal any weaknesses or personal doubts, If you come across the Emperor in your own life, then you will need to be ready to impress. The Emperor administers and governs the area you wish to enter. You cannot achieve your dreams and goals without this person's blessing. With the Emperor's support, you will have a much better chance of actualizing your dream, and you can begin to benefit from the established structure he has formed. Sometimes, the Emperor can represent the power of the government or a decision-making body. Within yourself, there is also a force that governs your actions. These forces are willpower and self-control. You may have discussions concerning contractual agreements, profit sharing, subsidies or management. The second card for you is representing the immediate challenge or problem that you'll be facing. Your card is the Fool. Your projects or plans may not be in a good shape as expected. There may be some obstacles that affect and delay your expectation, or provide you with a different outcome. For work, you will have an opportunity to learn new things, but be careful of making unintentional mistakes. You should work more carefully. For finance, you may take a chance on something, but it is not certain that you will earn money. Thus, you should be well planned so that you will not run short of money. If you are single, you may unexpectedly find someone coming into your life, but be careful of flirting guys. This card also suggests that you may be acting in total disregard of the consequences of your actions and indeed acting their fool. You are trying to live in the moment rather than planning ahead. You are acting recklessly, wanting to break free of the usual routine in order to find yourself, but doing it in a way that completely disregards others. The Fool cautions you about potentially being taken advantage of or entering into a deal where you do not fully understand the consequences of your decisions. If you are offered an opportunity that seems too good to be true, then it probably is. It is really important that you do almost a due diligence on the opportunities presented to you to ensure that you are making the right choice and not simply going with the most enticing offer at the time. Be prepared for the challenges that lie ahead so that you are not taken by surprise. Do your research and make sure you are well prepared for critical events, such as job interviews, applications, presentations and meetings. The Fool suggests that you do not want to be placed in a work situation where you are completely out of your depth and have no clue what you are doing. You want to feel at least competent, that you know what you need to do, and you most certainly do not want to look like the fool or the newbie on the block. Even if you have not been in the workforce for a little while, you want to be respected for your experience to date and do not want to have to start at square one again. The Fool can indicate that the nature of the relationship is highly changeable and uncertain, with spontaneity taken to a whole new level. You may be unsure about where the relationship is heading and whether you can safely depend on your partner. You may both be risk takers with little consideration for the long-term consequences of your actions. This may bring with it excitement and suspense, but also an underlying feeling of uncertainty and insecurity. The third card for you is representing your goal, aspiration or best outcome with regards to your situation. Your card is the Tower. You will feel confused and worried about your future. Things may not be resulted as expected. However, you should stay calm and be careful in doing things. For work, you may feel disappointed. You may begin to think that actually you do not like your job, or the working condition may drive you to resign. However, be careful of a sudden unemployment or getting into conflict with your boss. You need to be patient and stay calm to avoid problem expansion. On the other hand, you may feel afraid, shaken and insecure. It is a time of great turmoil and destruction as you seek to understand how you could have been so wrong, so naive, or so blind about a particular situation. And now, what will you do and how will you manage in the face of this shocking truth? You may be experiencing sleepless nights, depression, grief, anger and confrontation. These are normal reactions to major changes in your outer and inner worlds. A tower experience is any experience that shakes the foundation of your current sense of security and/or forces you to question your strongly held beliefs, perceptions, attitudes and behaviors. It may be a divorce, death of a loved one, financial failure, health problems or job loss, or any event that penetrates to the core of your inner being, affecting you spiritually, mentally and physically. It is often descriptive of a major upheaval, disruption, emergency or crisis, and is likely to bring chaos in the aftermath of such an event. Ask yourself, what structures in my life are breaking up? No doubt you will already be very aware of where there is turmoil and destruction, but sometimes it can be on a more subtle or subconscious level. The most important aspect of the tower is that with any destruction there comes creation. Thus, the Tower card represents an awakening and is about inspiration, freedom, reality and the release from bondage. It is a truth and honesty card that comes as a bolt of lightning to you through a shocking and impactful life event. It represents a necessary experience that forces you to get out of your comfort zone and to grow beyond your present level. The sudden destruction of the tower represents the immediacy of change, and the often disorienting effects of that change. Once you hit rock bottom, the choice is yours. You can revert to the self-defeating, restrictive devil, or reach for the transformational and inspirational star. When you begin to reach for the star, you will come to realize that your true security and strength lies within yourself and your relationship with the universe, and not in some false belief system or artificially created world. Following a tower experience, you can rest assured that you will grow stronger, wiser and more serene as you begin to develop a completely new perspective on life that you did not even know existed. These moments in time are necessary for spiritual growth and enlightenment. Truth and honesty will bring about a positive change, even if you must experience pain and anxiety throughout the process. The tower also represents the inner and outer structures that you have built. These structures represent your personal defenses that create a more socially acceptable you by hiding your true, inner thoughts and feelings. It is like laughing politely when your boss tells a joke, or, on a deeper level, disguising your sexual feelings, particularly if you feel that they are socially inappropriate. In times of great pressure and stress, these structures will be tested and are at risk of shattering, finally revealing your true inner self to those around you. So, you need to be very careful how much of yourself you attempt to hide, knowing that one day, all will be revealed. The tower therefore asks you to break down the structures that you have surrounded yourself with. This can be a painful and difficult process if you resist against the external forces that are pushing you to reveal more of yourself. Breaking through this pretense can cause a great deal of anguish, but remember that the tower will fall, whether you like it or not, because you have reached your limits in this area and can no longer live with it. Similarly, the tower can signify your ego and the illusion of considering yourself to be superior to others. When the tower of ego, deception and illusion is destroyed, you are free to face truth and reality without the trappings of false attachments. Are you undergoing a major shift in consciousness? Are you beginning to see things in a new way? Embrace the opportunity to accept change and move forward into a more positive psychological state, where personal freedom is the rule. The fourth card for you is representing issues from the past that have led to your current situation. Your card is the Eight of Cups. In the past you may have preferred to stay away from society and not socialized much. You may want to be alone and live your life alone for a while. You may get bored or be disappointed with everything. If you have love problem, you may think of separation or need space in a relationship, as you may get bored that your relationship does not turn out as expected. If you are single, you still have to keep waiting. This card also indicates that it is time to ask yourself what you can do to bring a deeper satisfaction and joy to your life beyond the obvious pursuit of material satisfaction and/or physical enjoyment. You are seeking deeper meaning to life and focusing in on your personal truth. You want to escape from the rat race and pursue deeper, more spiritual goals at this time. You are willing to let go of your material possessions in favor of something more meaningful. Thus, the Eight of Cups is often reflective of the start of a journey of discovery, particularly on a spiritual level. The Eight of Cups also indicates that you are disappointed enough to walk away from everything you have built up so far. It could indicate a disappointment in love or dissatisfaction with material success. It could also indicate that you have overextended yourself to the point of emotional exhaustion. Even though you have already come so far, you feel that you can no longer go on and your only choice is to walk away from the situation. You feel disappointed with yourself, but you know that this is the right thing to do before you completely burn out. You may also be feeling that you are giving too much and not getting nearly enough in exchange. The fifth card for you is representing your subconscious realm, the underlying feelings and trends associated with your current situation. Your card is the Six of Pentacles. If you had ever given help to someone in the past, they would have come to help you when you had problems. You may have faced with cash flow issue or had to enter into borrowing, but you would get an assistance. If you have your own business, you still can run it, but you may not have much money remaining in your system. If you have subordinates, you may need to coach them to work. You should not bias or favor someone, as it may cause a problem. This card is also about charity. You may either be the wealthy man in this card, giving away his wealth, or the beggars, gratefully receiving what the man has to offer. If you are the wealthy man, then you have accumulated great wealth and are now in a position where you can offer financial assistance to those in need. Now that you have lived through the darkness long enough to see the inner light, it is time to help others who are not so fortunate. Consider giving to charity or reaching out a helping hand to someone who needs your support. The generosity of the Six does not limit itself to money and material things. Giving of your time or your wisdom is often just as spiritually fulfilling as giving away money or gifts, and the intangible gift of your presence is received just as well, if not better. You may also be inclined to make a loan to someone, on the premise that they will eventually pay you back once they are back on their feet. This is a loan built on trust and good faith, knowing that if you give something away, it will come back to you. Remember, though, that this is more about a short-term fix and not a sustainable solution towards self-sufficiency. So, think about how you can financially support your family or friends in a way that encourages them to stand on their own 2 feet eventually. If you are the beggars in the Six of Pentacles, then you may be the recipient of someone else's charitable activities. This will help you to get back on your feet and to eventually repay the charitable organization or individual, either with your time or your restored wealth. You will also need to identify ways in which you can become more self-sufficient in the long run. The risk of accepting charity is that you become dependent on it and cannot look after yourself. Be mindful that you are not becoming submissive or noticeably desperate as a result of the charity that someone else is providing you. The sixth card for you is representing your immediate future. Your card is the Ace of Swords. This card shows the beginning of a situation whose potential is as double-edged as the blade of the sword itself. The ace implies the use of great power, even excessive power at times, to further one's ends, but what is not clear is how those powers will be used, or what it is that you are trying to achieve. No matter what the goal, there is always great power behind the attempts to reach it, and, as such, very little can stand in the way of the energy of the Ace of Swords without being destroyed. The power of the Ace of Swords can be drawn up by anyone whose heart, mind and will are strong. However, it is up to the bearer of the sword to tap that potential and use it in a way that is beneficial for the greater good. The Ace of Swords represents a period of great insight and mental clarity. It signifies a breakthrough or an aha moment where suddenly conscious understanding and mental reasoning reach their peak, and achievement of goals suddenly becomes a lot easier. You have a new understanding of some issue that has been of concern, or, in a broader sense, a new worldview. This is a perfect time to clear away the fog that has kept you from seeing the inner truth, so that you can now cut to the heart of the matter. This is also a good time to act, and if you set your mind to accomplishing your goals, you can achieve anything you desire. The Ace of Swords highlights a new idea, inspiration, original thinking and creative vision. It represents a point at which you have a new way of thinking and the energy to go with it. You are excited to pursue new opportunities that draw upon your creative and mental abilities. The Ace of Swords also encourages you to seek out the truth of the matter and to find justice. You may be championing a cause or standing up for your rights or the rights of others. Thus sometimes, the Ace of Swords can suggest that you are prepared for battle. You have great clarity on a situation and can now argue your case with the view to come out victorious. You may have a new idea for which you are ready to fight, or you may be all fired up on an issue that you are particularly passionate about, such as human rights, the environment or your personal beliefs. This card invites you to use mental force and to use your intellect and critical reasoning. If faced with a challenging situation, you need to be ready for battle and be prepared to find the strength to overcome these challenges. If you plan to invest or be a business partner with someone in the future, you should review documents carefully, especially financial documents, to avoid problems. For finance, be careful of cash flow issues. The seventh card for you is representing the advice for you, or what approach can be taken to address your current challenges. Your card is the Seven of Swords. You may feel confused and think that problems are unclear. You may need to consider things more carefully during this time. The same solutions used to solve problems in the past may not work at this time. You may try to avoid problems instead of solving them. Or you may choose to hide the truth as you are afraid of disclosing it. However, do not apply any shortcut or illegal method to solve problem, as it may negatively impact you. Overall, this is a card of deception and betrayal. It indicates the difficulty of trying to get away with something undetected and unnoticed. Often when you do something in secret, hoping that you are safe and undiscovered, something goes awry and your secret is revealed to your embarrassment. This card therefore urges caution when attempting to use cunning or deception to gain an advantage over someone or something else. There is no question that there are times in life when it is necessary to act shrewdly or do something in secret. Perhaps you had to think on your feet and act in a way that was not exactly all above board. Perhaps you had to go behind other people's backs in order to manifest your desires. Perhaps you felt like you needed to cheat or take the easy way out. If acting shrewdly is something you must do, it is essential that you do this with a clear conscience and you are fully aware of the potential consequences of your actions. Taking the easy path is not always the best path, and sometimes you just have to exert a decent amount of effort to achieve what you want. The Seven of Swords indicates that you may be tempted to sneak away from a particular situation that is not working for you anymore, rather than dealing with it head-on. As you do not feel ready to deal with the issues, you are aiming for a solution where you can just escape and not have to worry about it all. Are you trying to run away from commitment, responsibility, hard work or love? You may be procrastinating, letting problems slip and become worse because you do not want to deal with them. Sometimes you just have to face what has to be faced. So, the question is this realistic? Will this escape really accomplish what you want to and need to accomplish? Will it address the fundamental issues at hand here? The likely answer is no, and it may simply be an easy way out for now. You might think you have gotten away with something, but have you? What impact has your actions had on other people? Could someone else suspect something? Is this going to come back to bite you again? Even if you have managed to go undetected, be aware that in the long run, deception will not produce the rewards you desire and may instead cause significant damage to your relationships and reputation. Consider taking a more ethical and morally balanced approach to life from here on. On the flip side, the Seven of Swords asks you to be very cautious and wary so that you do not become a victim of someone else's deception, betrayal, cheating and false motives. You may trust someone who then turns out to be running their own agenda, leaving you high and dry. You need to be very careful of who you trust over these coming months, as you are at risk of being taken advantage of. Look out for any sneaky behavior and trust your gut instincts about when something does not feel right or is too good to be true. Sometimes, the Seven of Swords indicates a desire to go it alone. You want to discover, investigate and solve every problem using only your own wits and resources. You may believe that you have a better chance at success if you act on your own accord, ignoring the advice or inputs of others. This approach is useful when you need to bypass an ineffectual group or assert your independence, but it can also have its limitations. You may end up feeling isolated and excluded, missing that great feeling of collaboration and synergy gained when you work with others. If you feel inclined to act alone, be sure this isolation will really work for you. The 8th card for you is representing the external influences that can be the people, energies or events which will affect the outcome of your situation and are beyond your control. Your card is the Magician. This is a good time as you will receive some useful advices from your friends or people around you. You may receive some news from your group of friends. If you need any help from your friends at this time, you can rely on them. During this time, people around you will be more enthusiastic and more energetic at work than you. If you stay close to them, you will be able to increase your enthusiasm at work as well. Besides, do not be serious with any gossip about you because negative gossip can hurt you. Thus, only listen and let it go. You have the creative power and energy to create a new life cycle for yourself. You have the ability to take the power of the universe and manifest your desires. The Magician card suggests that a situation has been, or soon will be, presented to you that has all the inherent components to allow the manifestation of your desires. Those desires may be spiritual, physical, emotional or mental. You have the ability to make it happen. With the Magician card, you are inspired to apply skill and initiative to accomplish all your goals. You have a strong desire to begin something new, to do, act, or go forth. A can-do attitude and strong sense of optimism will dominate a new beginning, and thus the decisions that you make will have positive results. The Magician card sees you creating success in everything that you do. This is a card about manifesting your goals by utilizing the skills, tools and resources that are available to you. The magician suggests that you will come up with creative ways to solve problems, and you will be able to use your existing knowledge and networks to arrive at solutions. The magician card is a good omen when you have a specific wish, when you begin a project involving creativity, or when you need to make a transformation of any kind. This is a great card for meditation when you need to call all the elements for help and wisdom. The magician card indicates that you can benefit from your creative forces if you can claim your power and act with awareness and concentration. This card is a signal to act consciously and act now, provided you understand exactly what you want and are committed to getting it. You need to know what you are doing and why you are doing it. Be clear about your underlying motives and intentions. The magician is also a card of deep concentration on a specific task or activity. You need to be focused on a single goal or purpose at this time, and you need to channel all of your energy, tools and resources towards this one goal. Commitment to the task is essential, and as such, you will need to eliminate any distractions that will take your focus away from what you want to achieve. The magician shows that you are doing a great job at pulling together all of the skills, resources and tools that are available to you in order to bring about an outcome that suits you. You are keeping a very pragmatic head about you, and you are trying to remain as objective and can-do as possible, even if you are worried on the inside. Keep this up, as it will help you to create as much success as possible. Keep thinking about what other skills and resources you can use, and keep focused on the task at hand. The 9th card for you is representing your hopes, wishes, dreams and fears. Your card is the 7 of Cups. At this time, you will be confused with yourself. You would like to do many things at this same time, or have many creative ideas but cannot bring them to life. Thus, if you have any good idea to do something, you should act on it and make it happen at this time. The result will be as good as you expected. Also, be careful of your distraction. You should find time for meditation or relaxation or stress relief. You may have many inner desires, but some of them may not be fulfilled in reality. Overall, this card indicates that the images in your mind must be dealt with not only in your dreams but in the world of reality. Be careful of wishful thinking or illusions in the choices you currently face. The character in the 7 of Cups is a dreamer who is able to see beauty and excitement as well as fearful trials and difficulties in the future. If you are constantly caught up in your own dreams, fantasies, and/or fears, we will never be able to move forward and make those dreams a reality or overcome those fears. Therefore, the 7 of Cups indicates that although dreaming is beautiful and provides inspiration for action, you must at some point abandon your castles in the sky and begin to build those castles in your real life. A choice must be made, even though the apparent multiplicity of options seems to paralyze you with either fear or excessive anticipation. If you are unable to make a decision because of too many options, it is time to carefully evaluate the pros and cons of each option and make a thoughtful choice. You also need to be very clear about what it is you are working towards so that you can make the best choice. Make your decision with caution, as all is not what it seems to be. Great opportunities may turn out to be major problems later on, while less enticing options may turn out to be golden opportunities. With the 7 of Cups, there is a risk of illusion. You need to separate what is real from what is illusion. Protect yourself against unclear or wishful thinking and habitual daydreaming. Oftentimes, this card shows choices and plans that have little or no basis in reality. Such things are typical of the developed imagination, and fine if they stay in the imagination. However, when you try to implement those ideas in the real world, you are leaving yourself open to inevitable disappointment when you realize that your vision simply does not work. The Seven of Cups is also a wish card. Each of the cups is filled with wishes such as wealth, beauty, success, and a nice home. However, not every cup is filled with a positive result. Some cups holding a snake or a demon, and thus the Seven of Cups can be a mixed blessing. Be careful what you wish, as you may just get it, and at a price. Temptation is associated with the Seven of Cups. With so many choices presented to you, it is easy to be swayed to that cup containing the snake of jealousy and cunning. Since this card is from the suit of cups, the temptation is likely to be sexual or emotional in nature. The one-night stand, the extramarital affair, and all those other things that seem innocent and pleasurable at the time they are undertaken. But in the vast majority of cases, the pleasure gained temporarily is far outweighed by the consequences that last, in most cases, for an entire lifetime. The last card for you is representing the outcome. Your card is the Page of Swords. Do not expect much, but try to be flexible. During this time, you should be cautious and do things carefully. Do not overlook small issue, as it may unexpectedly cause problem. If you plan to do something, you should not suspend for a while, as this is not the right time for you. For work, if you plan to expand or increase your investment, it is a good timing to do so. Also, you should consider things carefully if you have to make any decision. Otherwise, you may be taken advantage of. For finance, you still have to be careful of your spending. Overall, this card reflects an abundance of energy, passion and enthusiasm. You cannot wait to get started on a new project or an idea, and to share that with others. You start all new projects, ventures and journeys with a huge amount of energy and excitement. The challenge, however, is whether you can keep it up. As with all pages, the beginning always looks promising, but something else is needed in order to maintain the pace. The Page of Swords is almost like a green light to say, go for it. There are always going to be challenges with whatever option you choose, and not everyone is going to be happy with your choices, but when it comes down to it, you need to follow your passions and go where your true energy lies. This page encourages you to move forward and to get the wheels in motion, despite any challenges or setbacks that may potentially stand in the way. This card shows you as a young and idealistic person, with lots of plans and ideas for the future. At this moment, you feel as though you could do almost anything. As a page, you are just beginning to make your way in life, and it is important that you align with others who will not overwhelm you or stifle your direction and ideas. Instead, seek to align yourself with people who will nurture your ideas and will help you to manifest them in an organized manner. Choose a relationship that feels natural, with someone who will learn and grow along with you and give you a chance to develop your own personality and expression. You have an intelligent and sensitive nature, and you may suffer a lot if there is no outlet for your ideas and feelings. The Page of Swords is as perceptive as the Queen of Swords. He has the ability to find out the truth regarding all matters by asking all the important questions. However, what makes him different to the Queen is that he lacks experience and maturity, so his questioning and probing may become annoying to others as he constantly asks why. Nonetheless, he has both mental and physical agility and is full of anticipation, making him an avid learner and an excellent student. The Page of Swords is also all about communication, information and ideas. This card is an indication that you need to appreciate and communicate ideas, information and theories. These ideas, information and theories may be your own or someone else's. It does not really matter, so long as you are involved in talking, sharing and conversing with others about these ideas. You are always coming up with something new and then finding someone to share it with. You also have a way with words, being a good writer or speaker, and you are passionate about what you are doing. However, be careful that you do not engage in gossip. While this page loves to talk and to be in the know, it is important that you use this talent to benefit others, rather than to create negativity. You may also want to be careful about what you say to whom, as you may be more prone to sharing confidential information about yourself. So, protect your privacy. And you may need to first ground your thoughts, before speaking, in order to ensure that you do not later regret what you have said. The Page of Swords can also stand for a child or young at heart adult whose relationship to you involves truthfulness, the search for information and new ideas, or matters of the mind and intellect. You may have your moments with this page, as the swords often indicate a level of tension or conflict, and this bundle of energy may sometimes prove too much to handle. If you need to, give yourself a break from this youthful person, and return with fresh eyes. They do have a lot to share with you, and despite their inexperience, they may actually teach you something about yourself. You need to remain open to their high levels of energy and enthusiasm to learn more about the world. As a child, the Page of Swords encourages you to have fun with mental activities of all kinds, including learning, exploring, and researching. Enjoy the world of thought your mind can open to you. The downside of the Page of Swords is the turbulent nature of intellectual discovery and inspiration unchecked by experience or wisdom. This page seems to be either on the defensive, protecting his ideas, or on the offensive, looking for some victim of the double-edged sword of his mind. Perhaps he is seeking a confrontation in the intellectual sense or has the desire to prove himself mentally superior to others. The trouble is that he does not yet have the maturity to express himself in a way that is always constructive, and may come across as oppositional or just too in your face. Last but not least, the guidance card for you is the Strength. This card comes to you because you need to know that you're stronger than you realize. You can definitely handle your current situation. However, instead of powering through it, you're better off with an approach of compassion, kindness, and gentleness. The strength that this situation calls for comes from the softness of spiritual strength. Your strength and effectiveness increase as you believe in yourself and your ability to grow from the experiences you have in life. Look upon challenges as opportunities to learn and apply your knowledge and magical touch. Additional meanings of this card: patience, forgiveness, the courage of your convictions. Use honey instead of vinegar. Archangel Ariel is the angel of the spirit of nature. Because Ariel is so close to the earth, she helps with day-to-day material needs of home, food, clothing, and so forth. Call upon Ariel for strength and support if you're worried about finances or desperate situations.
I hope that you enjoy everything, and if you like the reading, just please click subscribe and you will get instant notifications every time we publish a new video right to your YouTube. Thanks.